Hi, I'm Aisha, and in this video, I'm going to answer the questions I get the most about employee resource groups. Many of the same questions keep coming up, so I thought it would be helpful to create a video with all the questions answered. If you have a question you want answered, then head to theinclusiveculture.com and contact us, and I'll do my best to answer the question. Okay, so the first question I get asked a lot is, how do I find members for my ERG? There are plenty of ways to get supporters and members for your ERG. I would start with tapping into your current network, so asking people you know if they're interested in joining the ERG. Things like placing a listing in your company newsletter, and hosting exciting events as well. But it's really important to explain what your ERG does and how it's going to make a difference. Make sure you check out my video on how to find members for your ERG. Another question I get asked is, how do I write a mission statement for my ERG? Before you can create your strategy and set reasonable goals, it needs to be very, very clear what your mission statement is. So what is it that you do? Why are you doing it? And how do you do it? It's really important to think carefully about this statement, as you can refer back to it often. Another question I get asked a lot is, how do I write a strategy for my ERG? When you're starting an ERG at work, it's really, really important that you start with a strategy. I have a video on writing an ERG strategy, so make sure you check it out. But here are a couple of pointers. To create your strategy, write your mission statement, your goals, and also your objectives. Your objectives are basically the steps that you will take to reach your goals. For example, one of your goals could be to improve workplace inclusion, but the objectives could be things like hosting monthly meetups, sending a regular newsletter, and so on. Your strategy needs to include ways that you can measure your ERG success. Check out my video on how to write a strategy for your ERG. Another question I get asked often is, what kind of goals should my ERG set? Defined goals are super important. If your goals are not defined, people are going to be confused about what it is that they're supposed to be doing. Defined goals also help you to prevent scope creep, and scope creep happens whenever you're managing any project. You set out to do 3 things, and then before you know it, it's 10 different things. If your ERG has clear, trackable goals, then you can get members to commit to certain objectives for a defined period of time. Check out my video on why your ERG needs clear goals. Okay, another question I get asked is from HR professionals, and they ask how they can support the ERG. HR can support ERGs in different ways, which I talk about in this video, but here are a few key pointers. So HR can help to ensure that managers understand the importance of ERGs, and they can also ensure that ERG leaders get rewarded and recognized for their efforts. Okay, the last question I get asked often is, what is an executive sponsor? ERG's executive sponsors help to supercharge the ERG. They're usually senior leaders with a strong reputation in the company. They're well connected, they have resources, and they can really help you achieve your goals. If your ERG doesn't have an executive sponsor, you're lacking a crucial key for success. So I recommend you get one ASAP. So check out my video on how to sponsor an ERG if you've been asked to sponsor an ERG. Okay, so that's it. So if you need training for your ERG, head to my website, theinclusiveculture.com. Starting an ERG is new territory for a lot of companies, and we can help you make sure that your employee resource groups are set up for success. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have someone who needs help with their ERGs, please send them the video.